Aloha, Richard Halverson here. This is ITS148, and today's the 24th of February. Let me share my screen. And I guess I haven't explained what's going on. Oh, this is my. I guess I haven't explained assignment 1 yet. So why don't I go over assignment 1? Very good. Okay, so everyone's got a login, and your login is like for me, since I'm Richard H at Hawaii.edu, my URL is this URL, and this is my username, which is the first 5 letters of my username, followed by 148, because this is ITS148. And if your username has less than 5 letters, well, it's just your username then plus 148 at the end of it. And then your password is the first letter of your last name, capitalized, followed by the first letter of your first name, not capitalized. My name is Richard Halverson, so H for Halverson, R for Richard. And then this is my 8-digit UHID. It's not really that, but you put yours there. And then you put these characters, a %, a hashtag, and an exclamation point. So, so in other words, I would go to, and you go to where, you go to yours, okay? I'm going to go to Richard H dot ITS148.com. I go there, and it looks like this, but that's okay. We're not doing anything here. We may at the end do something here, but we're not doing anything here. We're just using the server part, okay? So I go over here, I go up here, and I go /cpanel, enter. And so now I'm at my cpanel, and that you log in here and you enter your username, RICHA148. That's what I'm talking about when I go over here. My username and my password. And I type my password, which is, you know, capital H, lowercase r, and then a % and a hashtag and a exclamation point. I think that's right. Hope that's right. Ah, yes, successful. It comes in like this, and you got a bunch of stuff here. What we care about is file manager, okay? And we also care about, down here under advanced, we care about terminal, okay? We care about terminal. You click on terminal. The trouble with clicking on terminal is you got to get back. So I'm going to go back, and when I click on terminal, I'm going to right click and open a link in a new tab. And here's the terminal. So here is where I'm going to, this is like the, you know, DOS command prompt, whatever. And if you have a Mac, you got something like this too. And then we're also going to care about the file manager up here. So go up here and click on file manager. And these are the files, the file system for your server. And the reason it's on the server is this is Linux. You should learn about Linux. But also, it's connected up to, so I can auto grade your stuff. I can grade your stuff. And you grade your stuff by going to, oh, I don't have a link here yet, do I? Well, I better put a link here, but it's sp22.its148.com. sp22its148.com. And so I will I'll add that to here. In fact, okay, I'll add that to here, but it's SP22 for spring 2022, ITS148.com. Okay, and you are over here on whatever yours is, that ITS ITS148.com. And so when you click into the file manager, this is where you are, and you see your files here. You already have some folders, some directories and some files. I pointed out this, if you go to your URL. Oh, my glasses do this. You see, it's just nothing here. You could put, you could put a, in here, you have the CGI bin, that's the CGI bin here. You could put an HTML page there. You could put a web page here, but we're not going to do that. But if you want to fool around with it, you can. You're welcome to put a web page here and stuff. But anyway, we're going to go back to the home. And so here's the home, and you're going to start out by creating a directory called assignments. So let me see what's in here. I guess I've done everything. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back out to the home, and I'm going to change the name of this to some other thing, because I want to start all over again. I want to start all over to show you guys. So I'm going to rename this as I don't know, delete or something. I don't care. So the instructions are to open the file manager. You'll be in your home directory. Create a new directory called assignments. Inside assignments, create a directory called one. So you'll have this. You'll have a folder called assignments and a folder called one, and then inside there, create a new file called main.py. Okay, so let's do that real quick. We're going to do that right. I'm going to close this because I don't need this anymore. I'm going to leave that there. Okay, so here I am. I'm going to create a new folder called assignments. It's got to be assignments with an S. And then go in there and create another folder, new folder called one. And your assignment 2 is going to be 2, and 3 is going to be 3, and so on. And then go inside one, make sure you go inside one, and create a new file called main.py. Create new file. And there it is. It's empty. Okay, no problem. So now I'll go back here and sit and read. Edit your main.py and copy in the code for your solution to lab 12.10. Have I done 12.10 for you yet?
Oh, no, you didn't do 12.10 yet.
Okay. All right. Well, let's see what we have for that. Okay, let me just take a peek back at that. ZY books. Let's see, I'm gonna go this way. Syllabus. It's acting differently. Oops, 12.10 is this one. And yeah, oh, you have to do this first grade, don't you? Okay. Right. Well, let's do 12.10. All right, let's write a program that reads in a student information from a tab separated values file. And then the program creates a new text file that's got the grades on it. Okay, so you have a tab separated file called student info, and it's got this information. It's got a first name. No, it's got a last name and a first name, and it's got a midterm score, a first midterm score, second midterm score, and a final score. And it's got it for a bunch of students. And then what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to read in this file And then you're supposed to print out this file called report.txt. And it's got, you know, the scores up here, from up here, but then it also has the letter grade based on calculating these scores, the calculating for the scores. And I think it's just an average or something. It's just, you know, 80, 90, 80, 70, 60 or something. I think it says that. Oh, here, it's just this, okay? And so it's last name, first name, midterm 1, midterm 2, and final. And reads in the TSV, opens it up, goes through all of them, computes the average exam score, assigns a letter grade, and then outputs it with the letter grade one at a time. And then at the very bottom, it prints out the average for all of them. Okay. All right. So let's. I'm gonna. I've done this a few times. I've done this problem so many times, but let me open up. Where should I look? I'm gonna look here. 148 grading. First lab. All right, so first declare all the necessary variables. Wait till my thing pops up here. Let's see, let me go to all right, well, I'm gonna be adding up the midterm 1 scores. Let's see, where should I write this? I'm gonna do it right in this folder here. And inside this folder, I'm gonna create a, no, I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna create a folder here on the desktop, a new folder called 12.10, okay. And then I'm gonna open up a editor program. Not that one, another one, this one. Okay. And I'm going to start by, it's a Python program. Midterm, I'm going to add up all the midterm scores, midterm 1 scores, and that's going to start out equaling 0. Midterm 2 is equal to 0. And final is equal to 0. And so as I go through, I'm going to add, that's going to sum them up. And I'm going to, what do? I ask the user for, am I supposed to ask the user for the input file? Read the name of the file from the user. Oh, read, okay, so that, okay, and next I'm gonna read the, so I'm gonna do that. File name equals input, enter dot tsv file. Okay, and then I have to open it up. And to open it up, I have to have a sort of a handle. So I'm going to say scores equals open a file name. And then I'm going to say, I'm going to use the, why don't I refer? I should I am using like right now I'm reading files. So I just did something like that, and then I'm gonna do can read all the lines at once. Here we go, read lines. So that's gonna read them all. One line at a time. The first element is the first line, the second element is the second line, and so on. And then I can step through the lines one at a time. So that's what I'm going to be doing. So I'm going to do, and I'm going to call so it's going to produce a list, and each element of the list is going to be a line of the file. So I'm going to call the list students, and so that's going to be scores dot read lines. Is that all I do? Yeah, just like that, I guess. Yeah. Right, okay, because I asked for the file name. All right, so I do that, and then I'm going to loop through these students. I'm going to all right, I have all of them in there, and then I'm going to open. Now I'm going to do an open. I'm going to do a writing files, and I have to open it up, and then I'm going to write. This is writes a string. This writes close. I'm going to. I guess I can use print. You can use write or you can use print. Well, in my notes, I'm using print. Does it say that I should use? Let me look at the. Oh, it doesn't give me a hint. Well, I might do it a little bit differently. Okay, so so I have to open up the output file, and let me just do that by going rep file, report file, enter the output file. So I can do this rep file, report file equals open, and it's the name of it is going to be report file, right? It says report.txt. So I'm going to open this as a W, write, and I think I have to do. I think to indicate that I'm opening as to write, I need to do plus W. So I can be write, and this means that if this file report.txt does not exist, then it's going to create it and it's going to write it from scratch, brand new. Or if this report.txt file does exist, it's going to open it and erase everything and then start writing from an empty file, starting with an empty file. And so that, as opposed to append, if I were to put an A here, then I could open it, add to it, close it, open it up later, and add to it, and I'd be adding to it as opposed to writing it from starting from an empty file. Okay, so that opens it up, and then I'm going to loop through all the students. So I'll do for each student, for a student in my students list. I'm going to first I have to split the student list is going to be it's tab separated, right? So it's going to be a string that's separated by tabs. In fact, let's look at it. Download. I'm going to save it. I'm going to save it on the desktop right in here. It's zipped. I'm going to save this, save as inside 12.10, and I'm going to call this one main.py. Now it does the Python formatting. And so that's in here now. And this I just downloaded, and let's see what this looks like. It's just a kind of a extract it. And here it is. I'm just going to put this out here because it should be at the same place as the main. It should be in the same level. Yeah, it should be in the same level. And let's take a look at it. I'm going to right click and open it with, I don't know, WordPad. Oh, it looks like this. Anyway, so we have the last name, a first name, and they're tab separated. There's a tab. See it? Tab. This is a tab, and that's why they line up over here. So that's what the file looks like. And right now we're working on this thing, and why does it look like that? I don't know. Close this. Okay, so here it is. And so I'm going to loop for each student. I'm going to start out by displaying it back out on the screen. And once it works being displayed back out on the screen, then I'm going to write it to the file because when I debug it, I want it to display out on the screen. So I'm going to say I'm going to split each one of these lines into columns or rows, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or whatever it is. So I'm going to say it's going to be a columns equals student dot split, and I'm doing it by tab. Okay, so then I'm going to have column 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and column 0 is going to be the last name. So I'm just going to do this. Last name equals column 0. Oops. And first name equals, and I don't really need to do this, but I'm just going to do it so I can see what's going on, kind of. One, oh, it's got to be columns. And midterm is going to be column 2, and midterm 1, and midterm 2 is going to be columns 3, and final is going to be columns 4. Now, these are all integer numbers. They're numbers. So let's convert them to integers here. Int, and this is an int. And so is this. Okay, so now what we need to do is do this math. So I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to compute the average. So the average is AVG equals, so I'm going to put parentheses around this because I want to add up this MT1 plus MT2 plus FIN. All of that divided by 3 gives me an average score. And right now I'm just going to print the last name, first name, midterm 1, midterm 2, final, and the average, because I just want to see what it looks like. Okay, this isn't complete, but All right, I'm just gonna run this, see what it looks like. Okay, it's okay, and it's not gonna do anything to the report file. It's just gonna display it out. So I don't really need to even open it. But anyway, I'm just gonna save it, and I'm gonna bring up a command line, CMD. Is there something I can click? Here it is. Here. And I'm gonna CD my OneDrive desktop. And I'm gonna go to CD 12.10 and there's my stuff. And so I'm gonna do Python main.py, and it says enter a .tsv student info.tsv. Okay, so there's my, Barbara Eden, whatever, 74, and that's it. Okay, and these are the average scores. And so I have to take these and convert those into grades according to this. Okay, so why don't I do that right now? So I'm going to say I've got this AVG score, and so I say if I'm just going to copy this just so I remember. See if I can convert this into something. No, I can't convert that into anything. So I'm just going to, if AVG is greater than or equal to 90, then letter equals A. If AVG is greater than or equal to 80, then letter equals B. Okay. C, D, F. C, D, F. And it's going to be less than 80, less than 70, no, greater than or equal to 70, greater than or equal to 60, and else. All right, is that right? Yeah, F is less than 60. Yeah. All right. So I don't need this anymore. And so I can, instead of printing that, I can print this. And I can print, instead of AVG, I can print letter. Let's just see what this looks like. Okay, FABDC. Yeah, it looks good. Oh, and then I got to do this down here. Okay, well, so let's do that. So each time I get one of these scores, I got to add it up, and then I got to divide by the number that I read in. Well, what's the number I'm going to? Well, I'll just. I guess it's the number that's in here. So, so I've computed a. Okay, so I got to. Oh, that's what these are for. Okay, so I'm going to do midterm. Add MT1 to midterm and midterm 2 add MT2 and to final, add to that fin. Yeah, okay. And then so mid 1 average equals midterm 1 divided by the number of students. And mid 2 dot AVG equals midterm 2 len students. And a final average equals final divided by the length of students. All right, so I'm gonna print, oops. Now this has gotta go not inside the 4. This is after the 4 is all done. This 4 is going to collect up all the midterms, and I collect all that up. Then when it's all done, then we're going to compute this last stuff here, and I can print midterm 1 is mid 1 AVG. I gotta do a better job than this. I'm gonna do one of these fancy print things here. I'm gonna do this midterm 1 and and I'm gonna print out midterm 1 as 2 digits to to the right of the decimal point, and midterm 2 is going to be average. Midterm 2 is going to be also 0.2 F, and final is going to be also colon 0.2 F, and that's the end of the string. Oops, I didn't mean to. That's the end of the string, and so then I got to do this dot format, and what I am outputting is mid 1 average, comma mid 2 average, comma final average, and that's the end of the print. I'm going to see what this looks like now. Student info.tsv. Format specifier missing precision. This format specifier.
I think you got an extra dot on the finals.
Ah, look at that, an extra dot on the finals. Good eye. All right, let me fix that. Yes. Okay. Save. All right, so there's those scores. By the way, do they actually give me some scores to 83.4, 76.6? Yeah, it looks pretty good. 61. Okay, so now you got to make it print out like this, and you got to make it print out as a file. Okay, so I want to. So this is what's printing out. I'm going to convert this to a some sort of string. I'm going to do I'm going to do this. I'm going to say out string equals see, last name, tab, first name, tab, midterm 1, tab, midterm 2, tab, final, tab, letter grade. And so that's going to be format, all this stuff. And so that's what outstring is going to be. And I'm not going to print this anymore. I want to print outstring. So see what it looks like. And I'm going to say this is another outstring. And I'm going to print this outstring. Okay, so now let's see what this looks like. Student info.tsv. Well, who knows what that, who knows if that's right? So I need to print it to a file. Okay, what's this? Report.txt report file. How do I write to a file? Writing files. It's probably pretty simple. Just like this. I don't need to do the plus, I guess. Well, anyway, I just do that. Okay, so I'm just going to do report file. Well, I'll leave that there. Report file dot write parentheses outstring. And I'm going to put the same thing right here. And then I'm going to close it like I should. Report file, close. Okay, let's see what this does now. So I'm going to save it. Gonna make sure to save it. And then I'm going to do like this. And I'm going to do student info.tsv and boomity boom. And let's go and look in here. Open up this. And oh, look, report file. Let's open that up. I don't know if this note, whoops, it's up in Notepad or something. Oh, that looks terrible. Let's open it up in something else. How about open with WordPad? It's terrible also. I think maybe I forgot to put some sort of backslashes or something. I mean, let me just do this. I'm gonna throw in a backslash there. And backslash, yeah, it's a new line, See if that does anything. This is going to look a little different. Going to be spaces, but I don't care about that. I want to see what this looks like. Now what happens when I open it this way? Oh yeah, that looks better. Okay, so we got some tabs in here. Those are tabs. Okay, so this is how it should look, I think. Commas there? Okay, let's see what this says. Let's see what this, we're doing this one. Maybe it's got to have the word averages. Make sure it has the word averages there. margins. Okay, so let me save this, and I'm gonna I guess I should not have this stuff print out like this. Although maybe it doesn't matter. I don't need to print it out anymore. All right, I'm gonna copy all this and try to plug it in here and see what happens. And this is the name of the input. When I run the program, I shouldn't really have that there. Maybe I'll take it out. It doesn't like it when I put that there. So I'm going to do submit and submit for grading and see what I get. Oh, it doesn't like it. Oh, well. Oh, I didn't get any points. Everything was correct except for it wants to see lowercase f, lowercase, it was, and oh, it wants to see another little, okay, well, you can fix that. All right, so what time is it? All right, good, we still have time. Okay, you're both still there. All right, so let's now that we've done this, let's go back to what we were doing, since I've got a working program now. And what it says we need to do is, so anyway, we have to copy this over. That's all, just copy it over. So I got this main.py and it's empty, and I'm going to do edit. And I'm going to edit it, and I'm going to go here, and I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to paste it here, and I'm going to save the changes, and I'm going to see what happens now. So I go here, I go to my auto grader. Where is that auto grader? Here it is. And I type in my Richard, whatever, it's my Cpanel login, my password, and I click on this one, and this takes a little while. Takes a little while because it actually logs in. It uploads a different TSV file. It does a couple of different TSV files that it uploads. It runs your program, checks to see what the output looks like, and then it erases those files up there. Also, it can take especially long, like if you're doing it at the same time somebody else is doing it too. Anyway, so it finally comes back and it gives you some information. It does some touching up, takes out some extra line feeds and sets the settings right. This doesn't matter for these two things don't matter when we run our programs this way. But when we start running our programs from the web page, then this will matter. But anyway, let's see how I did. I got all the points, 10 out of 10 points. Okay, so it doesn't. So this is my program, gives a nice listing of your program, and then this is what the test file was. It uploaded some weird names, and then this is the output file that your program produced from those weird names. And I don't care if it's uppercase. I'm actually just looking for these numbers. So anyway, that's how you do problem one. What time is it? It's I have some time. Let's start let's do number 2. What's number 2? Ask user for output name. Okay, make a copy of your main one, your main, and call it main 2. So make sure you do that. So I'm going to go back to okay, I'm going to close this, save changes, close it. Go to my file manager, and I'm going to make a copy of this, copy, and I'm going to call it /main2.py. And oh, look, there's my report file from before. So I'm going to open this up now. And this is a copy. And what am I supposed to do? I'm supposed to after asking the user for the name of the input file, ask the user for the name of the output file. If nothing is entered, the output file defaults to report.txt just as it did in lab 12.10. This should be a 10. Last semester it was 10. So anyway, so add appropriate string arguments to both input methods. So it asks you, okay, so I would like you to say, please enter your name, please enter it anyway. So I'm going to go to my main 2, and right after I ask for the input file, I'm going to ask for the output file. Okay, so I'm going to say report file equals input, enter report file name. Okay, so it's got that, and then I'm going to say if report file is equal to nothing, then report file equals report.txt. Now, I was stupid. I named it the same. So I'm going to call this report file name. Report file name. So I asked for the name of the report file. If the user just hits the enter key and it ends up being blank, then I set the name to this report.txt. And then this is going to be not this anymore, but it's going to be report file name. It's going to be this. Okay. So that should be it, I'm thinking. So let's go back over here to this one, and I'm going to hit the back, and it's gone. Here it is, and I'm going to do number 2. And when you do them and you see the score at the very bottom, then that records the score in my grader thing. It doesn't record it in Laulima, but it records it in this other database table that I take those scores and upload them to Laulima. So and also using the auto grader, you can change your password if you want to. You might want to change it to something more easy to remember. So you do that someplace around here. Files, databases, domains, metrics, software advanced. Here, password and security. You can change your password. Change it someplace. So you can do that if you want to. All right, so are we done here yet? Here we are, 1.2. Here's where we add what we added and what happens. 14 out of 14 points. Got it all. So what I do is I actually log in, and look at your program, list your program out, and this is mainly just for you to see it here. And then I upload a test file, and then do I upload another? Oh, anyway. Oh, that's okay. And then I upload. I do no report file. I didn't say anything, and so it's going to output a report.txt. And then I do it again, but this time I do put a report file. I put that name. And so then I want to display it out, and I see it came out the right thing, so that worked. And then I remove the report file, and I remove my test file. Okay, and so everything works. All right, so that's that one. That works. And what's the third question here? Command line version. Okay, so somewhere along the line, you learned, I can't remember what chapter it's in. Oh, it's right here, in chapter 12. That's nice. The command line arguments. And if you import these two things up at the top, then you can specify, you know, when you type Python 3 space file name, you can type more stuff. And these can be arguments for your program. Instead of asking the user, you can just type it in at the command line. So let's do this last one here, and then next time I'll do 1.4, and I know Terrell, you asked about 1.4, but well, we'll see. All right, so let's I can maybe stay a little later. All right, so let's do the third one. So we go to File Manager. Let me just close this. Go to File Manager, and we click on this, make a copy. And I'm going to call it main3.py. And I'm going to go in here. What did I delete report? Main3.py. And I'm going to edit it. It's the same one. Edit it. And so there's going to be two arguments. I got to put that sys business in here. I got to. Instead of asking the user for the names, the file reads the names. It's command line arguments. So you want to be able to type something like this in there, and it'll work. If neither file is specified, then the input, whatever. So you got to make sure that take care of that too. Okay, so that was right here. So I got to add these two things. Up at the top. And then I can also sysarg 1 is going to be, let's just see. I'm going to go, it's called sysarg 0. So I want to print. I want to print sysarg 0, sysarg v1. Yeah, okay, I'm going to print those two things because I want to see what they are. I'm going to run it from here. Where am I? CD assignments, CD1, main3. So Python 3 main read.py A, B, C, D, E, F. Okay, so arg0 is the name of the program. arg1 is A, B, C, D, and arg2 is, okay, so this would be arg2. So what I really want then is arg1 is going to be the input file, and arg2 is going to be the output file. So I don't need this anymore. I'm just going to comment it out. And I'm going to say, instead of this, I'm going to say file name, the input file, and the output file. And I think I do say, oh, if neither, I got to do this error message stuff. Okay. If the input file is specified, but the output file is not specified, then the output file is report.txt. Okay, so so I gotta say, I'm gonna start out by saying if the length of sysarg v is it's got to be at least 2. If the length is less than 2, or the sys.arg v is greater than, I don't care if it's like greater than, I don't care how big it is. If it's less than 2, if the length is less than 2, then print not please specify input file. And then I can exit or something. How do I get rid of? I think I can. Well, I think I can. Where's my? Let's see. I'm just gonna leave. I think I can. I think it's exit. Something like that. Anyway, how do you exit a? Quit. It's quit. Okay. Quit. Oh, here's exit. Oh, you can do an error. Okay, sys.exit. Okay, that's great. Well, I'm just gonna do this one. That looks fine. That's just up here. Okay. Otherwise, I can just, it'll end, so I can just continue on here. I'm gonna say file name equals sysarg v1, and if len of sysarg v equals 3, I guess I'm going to say is greater than 2, then I'm going to say report file name equals sysarg v 2. And I guess I can do something like this. This is going to be here first. So the default is it's going to be report.txt. Although if they typed in something, then then it'll be set by what they typed in. So this is main 3. And so it would be, let me just try this. You really should test your stuff. Let's see, I guess these do take a while. I'm going to start the last one. Oh, here we are. Okay, I got all the points. And so we start by, I look at your list out your program, and I guess we run this. We test that, outputs to report.txt, and then we try this, and I guess this is part of that, and outputs to that, and that works. All right. All right. Should I do the last one, or can I wait till next time?
Maybe wait till next time.
Okay. All right. I'll do that. I'll do that the first thing next time.
Okay.
All right. Sorry, Jeremiah. I know you asked. That was the first question you asked, but we'll do this next time. All right. So I will see you next time. I hope this helps. Thanks for watching.
Okay. Thank you.
Welcome.
Bye.